We are SpeedPox, and we're here in the epoxy business. We are revolution actually in the epoxy market. So I'll just quickly explain what epoxies are for those of you who are not in chemical business at all. So epoxies actually can be found almost anywhere. They are most often used in electronics. So you might have seen one or two chips that have been encapsulated with a black material on the PCB. All of the black thing, that's epoxy. But it's not the only thing where you can find epoxy. So they're also used wherever carbon materials, composite materials are used. So in sports industry, in your car, also in buildings. So epoxy is really a versatile thing to use. And you can sum it up by saying that epoxies are used everywhere where you need durability and a really rugged stuff to use. So you want to protect stuff. If you now look at classic epoxies, the way they worked so far, you would have two different components. So a different component A, let's call it the resin component, and a component B, which we call the hardener. And once you put those two components together, you would get a chemical reaction that's going on. So once you do put them together, you need to speed up your production, your process, because it's only a limited time that you can do stuff with it, because it starts to cure itself. That's what we call curing this chemical reaction. And now if you look at our system, we developed another curing technology. We also use two different components, which we mix together. Let's say it's the same resin, but we put in different types of hardeners with different chemical compounds inside. And what happens with us is that no curing starts. So you can mix them together and then lean back and relax. And you have what we call, instead of a two-component system, as the conventional ones are, you have a one-component system. And once you're ready, once you want them to react, you can start off this chemical reaction by using a trigger, and that can either be heat, as it would conventionally be, or you can also use a UV lamp to start off this chemical reaction. So that's what we're doing. We are SpeedPox, and we provide you with one-component epoxy resin solutions that you can start whenever you want to. Now, let's talk a little bit more about this processing for industrial manufacturers. What you would traditionally need to do is you would buy your two different components and you would need to store them somewhere. You would need to mix them yourself. So it's a tedious process where lots of things can go wrong, especially when you think of in terms of quality management, material quality, making sure that every batch is the same, etc. Then you would need to be processing the resin under time pressure because, as I already said, the chemical reaction has already started, so you're under a lot of pressure. And then you need to post-cure whatever you've manufactured because the resin itself, it didn't cure fully, 100%. So you still need to put it in the oven, which is a heavy time-consuming and energy-consuming process. And then after all this, if you are left with epoxy resins that you already mixed together, you can throw them in the dustbin because, as I said, the chemical reaction already started, so you can't do anything with them anymore. So all of this is going to go to waste. Now, if you look at the same process with our product, with SpeedPox technology, you would be looking at a far shorter processing, like a few fewer steps. You wouldn't need to mix them yourself because that's what we do for you. You will get only one component solution. Then you have an unlimited storage time, or unlimited at least 1 year or more. That's what we always say. And then you can process the resin for a longer time because you can decide when to start the chemical reaction. And then it's an instant curing process. So it only takes seconds or minutes for it to cure. And you don't have to put them in the oven anymore for hours on time. And also because the chemical reaction didn't start, you can reuse whatever you haven't used so far. And that is less waste for the environment. So to sum it up, we are faster a lot, we use less energy, and also we can increase your production capacity because you can skip the oven curing process altogether, which of course results in less costs overall. And to just give you a picture of how this looks like in action, this is a form that's been filled with our epoxy resin. And now, after video starts, let's see, you can decide whenever you're ready, you can decide to cure it. And the curing starts with a UV stimulus. It can also start with a heat trigger, but here you see the UV stimulus trigger. And then what you see now is the curing wave. So the form will fully cure by itself. You don't have to apply any more heat to the system. You don't have to put it in the oven. And also you can trigger the system from any point you want to have it started from. So you can also cure in the dark if you have like at least one exposed edge. As you also saw here, this was like underfilled. So the curing wave went through the shadowed area as well. Now let's talk about sustainability issues as well, because we're trying to also revolutionize the epoxy market in a more sustainable way, of course. And we do it by using less harmful substances in our hardener systems. Then, as I already told you, we can help you save up on energy in your own production process. And we also help you to reduce your chemical waste as well. So that's how overall we provide a more sustainable solution for you. Then coming to our product line, so we've been on the market for quite a while. So we have developed 3 main product lines with different subcategories as well. These split up into 3 groups. Anything you want to protect, as I already said, epoxies are really useful for protecting things. It would be the Protex line of things. And here, what really sets us apart from the traditional epoxies is that we can start even highly filled systems with our UV stimulus. And we can make this UV curing wave go through shadowed areas, which is filled with flame retardant stuff or heat conductive stuff. So we can use like highly filled systems as well. Then coming to the Conduct system, we can also produce conductive adhesives that are filled with carbon or silver-based flakes or nano fillers. And we can also cure them with UV, and that's a first in the market. So, and we can use it to replace the traditional soldering process, but also we can use it for systems where an additional heat would damage the sensors or the chips that you want to protect. So that's where our systems works fine. And then we also have the inks, so you can print them, screen print them. It's really print on flexible substrates like PET, paper, whatever. So, and the epoxy ensures a good adhesion to different substrates, also metals. Yeah. And even if you haven't found your perfect product yet, we can also talk about custom refining. So if you have your perfect resin that you already use, you don't want to switch, we can try to mimic your properties. So we take your resin and then we have a look at it if it's technically feasible to upgrade it with our SpeedPox technology. And yeah, I would be happy to talk to you about this at our booth, which is right there, by the way. So please come visit us and we can talk through whatever your ideas would be, how to use our technology. All right. Now I want to hand over to my colleagues, Gianvito Romano, who's head of potting materials. He'll give you some insights into how this epoxy systems can be used in different use cases.
Thank you very much, Simon, for giving me the word. And today we are going to see one of the plenty projects we worked in the last few months. And basically, the project deal was carried out with a partnership of GWP, Greenwood Power, that basically is a company located in Vienna that works on the development of a high voltage sensor, cone type. And the sensor is the one that you can see there in the picture, is made by metal, electronic components, and mainly epoxy materials. For example, the brown that you can see there is an epoxy compound. So GWP had one issue. They wanted to scale up the production, but they couldn't increase like the dimension side of the company for restrictions and limitations. Because of that, they smartly thought to work on the main, let's say, factor that restricts the production, that is the epoxy resin, the curing time of the epoxy resin. What they did, they get in contact with us, and for them, we developed two new products. We refined the resin, basically the brown one, the electric material, and also a conductive resin that is inside, that is the black material. With this, they managed to increase the production of this single sensor by 6 times. And also, what we did for them, we developed a third resin in order to close with a cap their sensor. This resin is a resin, as has been shown by Simon, that you can cure inside the space, and exactly with UV light, as you saw in the video, and as you can see also in this video here, the material has been cured. And when the material is cured, it developed what we call, and also Simon said, a curing wave. So this curing wave is exothermic reaction, basically, that is driving through our epoxy resin that you can see like in the black, that is flowing basically. And this reaction is a sustained reaction. That means that no further input of energy are required to make the resin to cure. And also this allows the curing of the shadow area. So this means that curing only one spot, we will have the full curing of the entire resin that is below the cap, completely sealing the material. Like this, GWP managed to reduce the curing time from 8 hours at 80 degrees, because it was oven curing, to 1 minute with UV stimulus. And this achieved like 99% of the time saving for full curing also in the shadow area. Now, today, you can be smart as GWP. You can come to speak with us. There is our booth. I will be very happy, we will be very happy to speak with us about our technology and further insight. Thank you. And now I will give the words to Akash, the head of R&D for potting.
Printed electronics, yeah. Thank you. So here I will present you some of the adhesive and the products we have it in the field of printed electronics. Here I'm showing you a silver adhesive. It's the only one of the UV curable conductive adhesives available in the market. And here in this case, ATT, the company based in Austria, have helped us to dispense and jet the silver adhesive. And the resolution, we can bring it down to 200 microns. Even we can go down to 200 microns, and we are able to still cure it within 10 seconds. But in the next slide, you will see here, we are working with the project partner CCL. And in CCL, they are one of the world's biggest label producer. And in this application, they have used the same adhesive for silver adhesive to glue the SMD components. So the issue for CCL was they have millions and millions components needs to be manufactured. So to reduce their time and increase their productivity, we can use such kind of silver adhesives. And with the help of UV curing, we can reduce their time and increase the production rate. And this adhesive also have outstanding adhesion and gives a lot of very high values of bonding strengths. And moving on to another application with Binder, and they also have a booth here in B2 hall, where you can see that instead of jetting, we can also use silver adhesives, and that can be stencil printable. So the current issue was that the current adhesives cannot be cured more than 80 degrees, and there were some issues for short circuiting. By developing a silver adhesive, which is highly viscous in nature and UV curable, we can able to bond such kind of IC chips on different substrates for the use in printed electronics and sensing applications. And lastly, I will also show one of our products from our portfolio, which is about silver ink. And in this case, Binder have used our silver inks and to create a pressure sensor. And this is mostly for screen printing. And it's for heat curable. So we can cure such kind of material in low temperature, like 120 degrees for 10 minutes. And one of the USP is these kind of silver inks or conductive inks are solvent free. So it's good for the nature as well. And if you want to visit the booth of Binder, it's available in Hall B2. And thank you. And here, these are the details of SpeedPox. We also have a booth over here, so please visit, and I'm happy and my team will be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
I'm looking down at my card here, and I can inform you, in first place with a marketing budget of 50,000 euros and an electronica booth in 2026 is SpeedPox. Congratulations. They've been awarded for groundbreaking ultra-fast curing epoxy resins and adhesives, showcasing exceptional technical merit, a significant reduction in energy use, and transformative potential for the industry with its patented self-propagating mechanism. And I'd like to invite Dr. Lechner, the Executive Director of Electronica, onto the stage. Thank you ever so much, Dr. Lechner, for coming to join us. It's a real pleasure to have you here.
Congratulations. Herzlichen Glückwunsch, alles Gute, herzlichen Glückwunsch, herzlichen Glückwunsch.
And I've been so moved by your passion for the industry. Every year that I've attended, we see you walking through the halls, participating, interacting. It's great to see you there. Why do you think we need to support the startup industry as part of Electronica's platform?
You mentioned it in the very beginning of your speech and of this ceremony today. If you want to see the latest technology, if you want to see, let's say, the essence where the trend is going in the industry and the technology, then you have to present it. And the only thing you can do is creating these platforms. We are very grateful for Elektor. We are very grateful also for you coming to these platforms and to help and support the young technicians and engineers to create these things.
Thank you ever so much. I'll take the microphone from you. Thank you ever so much for your support over the years of the electronics community. It's really important that we have this forum for startups. And congratulations to SpeedPox for their prize. Give them a round of applause, and we're going to do a photograph.